Yes. Welcome, guys, back to the channel. Weekly recap, weekly summary of uranium, our favorite sector. Um, yeah, welcome to the channel where we do silver, gold, uranium, platinum, crypto, commodities. That is our specialty. Follow me on YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. If you like what you see, please give me that beautiful subscription. Highly appreciated. With all that jibber jabbering going on, we need to go into the charts. Again, I want to show you, maybe I want to show you one chart first, if I can find it. That is, um, I did a chart that got a lot of attention. Got a lot of attention, actually. Here it is somewhere. No, that's not it. Excuse me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Eh, why can I not find it? I'm just waiting. I'm just holding you on. Anyways, I didn't. Doesn't matter. I did a chart of uranium. URA inverted it, and that created a lot of confusion, and that was quite astonishing to see. But yeah, it was inverted, and the chart looks bearish as it can get. Here it is actually. Why didn't I do that in the first place? So this is URA, huge blow off top to the upside here. Again, that's the March 2020. Remember, it is inverted, coming down, and ever since bear flag here or bearish pennant, move down here. Could we get a little bit of a dribble here and then roll over? Surely. But when this red resistance gives in, and obviously that pivot low there at roughly 33, 31.3, the gates are open and we have a beautiful Fukushima gap here. Oh, that is it. Anyways, that was a bit of a derail right there. I hope you, for those of you that misread the post, that was I had a little bit of fun, let's say. Anyways, beautiful uranium spot price on a tear still, and yes, in my view, we are going to 3-digit. That is 100. That is the 2007 gap down here. We have the Fukushima high, which we have cleared. Beautiful. And yes, I think we're going to tag that $100 level here before any major corrections. Again, I think we have three options here. We come up here, we are getting sapped and we are having a huge correction. Or we are coming up here and we just playing around with the level, bullish consolidation below, and then we blast higher, which is actually preferred in my view. You can also have, some other kind of bullish formations, but I actually hope we do, and then we just go sideways, recharging, and then boom, higher. Last, and an option you don't see very often, since we have this huge gap down here from 130 to 100, you could actually also see, maybe we get a tiny pullback, but then we get back in, and this is a huge vacuum, and you just all the way to the upside there. It's not seen that often, and I don't prefer it because then you can actually have some big corrections after. So I do prefer that we get some sideways chop and then we go higher in the spot price. Okay, URA again. Now it's not inverted anymore. We're looking at some long-term stuff here for this video because it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since I did them due to the holidays and New Year's and so on. That is the big one, guys. The red resistance. Actually, it is a golden trend line. That is completely true. You can see here also where we stopped this time around. 2021. Boom, here it is, 2023. On URA, we are breaking the uptrend here. So it looks like we could be in for some sort of a bit of a pullback here, and then we go higher. How low can we go if we get that pullback? I'm thinking somewhere, around here. Why? High there. There it is, all the way across. So I think if we do get this correction here, we could go down to the big $24 level. We have been talking about this many times here, 24 to 24, 24, 24. And I think that will be the same here again. But there's a big but here. When we go to the URNM, it looks a bit more bullish, given the fact that we haven't broken down yet. So as I talked about before, we're actually having some sort of bullish consolidation here. Not the most ideal, but anyways, we are having some. We didn't get hugely rejected, and now we're back up, and now we're just, coiling below that resistance and the previous 2021 high. So what I actually hope to see, again, hope doesn't do anything, but my take, and I also did this in other videos, we are now coiling here, sideways bullish action. And when we hit that, it acts like a ramp to the upside. It's always bullish if you have bullish consolidation, with a low angle into an important uptrend. That's usually that route that it takes. Obviously, you can break down, but the higher probability is always with this kind of setup here, boom. So when will we touch it? We will probably touch it next week or in 2 weeks, the latest. So very exciting to see when that happens. Hopefully, we don't break down to the downside. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just trying to look at the highest probability. And from my view, looking at things, it will be that. Again, that's my bias. I could be wrong. But ultimately, it is, in my view, going to break because the spot price is so high. The miners will follow. Here on J, the juniors, upper trend line there, rising internally, and then we have the lower. We're actually also coming into big support right here within this blue bullish small channel right there. Again, hopefully we blast to the upside there for the juniors. But I think you need to look at what happens to URNM. I think that will be the one deciding the path for both the URA and URNJ. URNM against the spot price still here. Long term, let's do just a tad of long term here. So we have one touch here, two touch. This is the third. Going in here, we have this smaller blue resistance. If we get that curveball, as we looked at on the URNM, where we just grinding in, then we blast higher, this will break. That is exactly what we want to see. That is one option. Or we're pretty stretched here from the moving averages. So you could also see, typically you see a bounce here. If not, if URNM breaks down, this will be a huge move down here. I think we could actually collapse in this ratio because I don't think that the uranium spot price will crash as much as the URNM could do, because I still think that's going to 100. So if that happens, again, I'm looking to buy into that huge capitulation move here. Everyone hates the miners for some reason. If we get that, that is exactly where I will be adding a lot of money into it. Same thing here. This is the March, you had this move down here, March 2020. That is actually when you should be adding in. I think it's a bit more clear on the URA, actually. You can see here it is. You can also see here we were pretty stretched already from the moving averages, and then we had that collapse. That is when you really want to, if you believe in the case, obviously, but that is usually the end of that move. So yeah, XLE against URNM. Holy smokes, what did I do? I broke the chart for some reason. I broke the damn chart. Okay, there it is. Excuse me, a bit of a back and forth. Green falling wedge here again. Lower lows and lower highs is still the name of the game. However, if you look at the formation here compared to all the others, that is actually the first real bottom that it is trying to do. Everything else has been bear flagging or bear pennant or just pure retraces. And yeah, we are getting a big bounce here at that low, which we also said that we would do. And if you can get back above again, then you will have XLE outperforming URNM. Again, it doesn't mean that URNM is going down. However, XLE is oil and gas. So it just could be that the oil and gas energies will outperform URNM. But if XLE goes up, meaning overall energy going up, it should actually pull up uranium too, but maybe not as fast. But that will probably come again when we maybe roll over, depending on how high we go. URNM against overall commodities. This was a beautiful yellow uptrend, but it is breaking now. You can also see that rounding top here. So we could be in for a period where URNM will actually underperform the CRB, so the overall commodities. And if you look at the overall commodities, I want to show you GRJ. There it is. You can actually see that that is a insanely bullish setup. Again, it doesn't mean that URNM will just crash, but that is a huge pole flag in the making. That could just mean that the CRBs is just going to blast it here and in a pace where URNM just can't catch up, even though if it goes up. URNM against Bitcoin, we lost that important red support. And now we are in this. I actually had the wedge coming from here to down here, from here to there. I changed it. I don't think that's correct. But I added it here and here, it made more sense. So we're still in this blue falling wedge here again. And if we break up here, then we're going to retest it there. And that is what we're waiting for. You can see it here. There it is. That is what we expect. You know, I always expect a big retest of a very important trend line that has broken, and we haven't had that retest yet. So I expect that. Again, you don't get that always, but often you do. Weekly here, URNM against the NASDAQ. The beautiful NASDAQ. Again, here we have all these touches here at that level. Again, here, the good thing now is that we're actually bull flagging right above the, what's it called? The resistance or the highs. Flag or pole, flag. Again, it favors a move to the upside, depending on how long time it takes. So some good signs there. Again, it could be that URNM is going down, obviously, but you know the Nasdaq crashes even more. So again, it's a ratio, so it doesn't mean that you know uranium will go up in that case. But I do prefer it, obviously. Again, same thing here against URNM against the SPY. Highs there, you've seen it many times. Huge pole here, flag there, below key resistance, you know, bullish sideways consolidation below a key resistance is always a very, very good sign with high probability that we are going to go higher. That is always my take on things. When I see that setup here, I'm saying, yep, this is going higher. I'm just waiting for it. Again, if you want to have the bear case, yes, let's do it. If this is a failed bull flag, we are actually going to retest that big golden double rail right there. That's also something you should have in mind. Again, I'll give this like an 80% here, 20% there. So XLE against the SPX. Whoa, I'm just messing up that one. Just going in. We talked about this big inverted head and shoulders. We broke the golden trend line here, going further back. Neckline, breakdown, retest, retest, flipping as support. Right now you can see here coming back in and now retesting from above. So now it is this ratio is trying to flip it as support, meaning XLE could actually start to heavily outperform, or at least gain some more bullish traction against the SPX. Again, if oil breaks out and gas goes higher, you know, over the winter here in Europe, then the XLE will do great actually. And that could be an early sign here if it holds and we go higher. Definitely, if you look at it from any chart perspective, there's a lot of people that has gone short here. If this was a stock or whatever, and now they are trapped, some of them. So, uranium spot price against gold again, just rising here, and I will say the exact same thing as I did the past, I don't know, 10 times or so. You know what I'm saying? You know, we have a massive, important, very, very important trend line broken. In this case, it is a neckline, and we haven't tested it yet. I fully expect it to be tested. It just depends on when. However, this is a rising wedge. Usually they break to the downside, and boom. Again, it doesn't mean that uranium spot price will just crash. It can stay still, and gold could break out of its all-time highs. And same thing for silver. I will not go into detail. We haven't tested it yet, and I do expect it at some point in time to get tested. It just depends on the route that it will take. It could be that URNM or the uranium spot price will do what we talked about early in the video, in that period where the ratio goes down, that it is just recharging here, while gold, breaks out into 2,200, 300, but uranium spot price goes sideways. That is when you will see this ratio collapse, basically, but that's a good thing. And then when we get down here again, that could be where uranium again breaks out of its bull flag, which we just drawn. Again, I'm just drawing things here that I could see happen again. It doesn't mean that it will happen. That's not how it works. So that is all. Uranium looking supercharged here if we can get that curveball. If you believe we will get that again, I know many people want to see that move here again, but this is something that I could very like to see. Boom, there it is. If you believe that's the case, write curveball in the comments. We don't want this. No, we want the miners to do outperform. Now, let's go. Okay, guys, that is all I have for you today. Have a great Sunday, or still Saturday, depending on where you are in time. So, cheers, guys. Bye.